What's up? We'll make another video today. Just been thinking, and one of the topics I want to get on or speak on, I guess, is something I know about. Something I started, I guess, is the anti-feminism movement. I think I've spoken on this before, but my stance on anti-feminism versus feminism is I'll let anti-feminist women argue with feminists, be it male feminists or female feminists. Mostly because, one, I don't care about feminism or anti-feminism. Not in the sense of I don't care that I don't like it, but none of which is perfect. Complete and total, I guess, radical feminism is pretty fucked up. But it's not because of the actual ideology, it's because of people who subscribe to it. That's the fucked up part. The thing with me and how I feel about anti-feminism is, and I was watching Barbarosa's video, and actually Razor Blade Candy did a video on this too, is that these women, there's feminists, anti-feminists, and trap fans, which neither of which help men. But feminists actually help men as far as me being mgtow is concerned, because it takes away those protections. Those protections of we need to buy them dinner, we need to protect them, we need to do all we can financially, and just totally advocate for them. All of it's still kind of centrism. But feminism is the one thing you just say like, hey, I don't have to do this because you're a fucking feminist. Boom. Like, oh, why don't you pay for this date? Well, because you say you're a feminist, so means you believe in equality, you're my equal. I don't need to pay for your date. I don't need to pay for this. We're equal. Congrats. So I super advocate for that. But my thing is with the anti-feminists, especially female anti-feminists, is that they're mad because the feminists are taking away their protections and their privileges, in the sense of men not wanting to marry, men not wanting to have kids, men not wanting to commit. Just men realizing like, hey, shit's fucked up. I'm not dealing with women like this anymore. Or I'm not committing as much of myself to women as we did once generation. And that literally helps men. Like, thank you, feminists, for being so off the wall that you've now created this war between women. As anti-feminists, to me, and I always ask them, whether men or women, what's the fucking end game? Say you get rid of feminism. Then what? Legit, then what? Because mgtow, we don't want to go back to traditionalism. No mgtow does. I mean, they shouldn't. If they do, that's on them. But I don't know any. I haven't read any comments on Tumblr or YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, nothing. The true mgtow, not the MRAs who are trying to hijack the movement or the ideology for themselves. They actually just get laughed at. We see right through them. But anti-feminism, none of it helps men at all. It's not, but the most, like, they want to go back and forth, and it's an emotional argument. That's why I leave it up to people who are prone to be more emotional, which is women. You let them argue amongst, we mgtow, let them argue amongst themselves, or they should. Like, bro, why are you arguing with her? Why are you arguing with feminists? I'd rather argue with an anti-feminist because you can actually get somewhere for the most part. For a radical feminist, you're not going to listen to her. You're not got anything to fucking say. It's always going to be like that. Because you have these women who feel, no, I don't need a man to take care of me. I don't want to be a housewife. I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. And that's awesome, because what that does, that helps men's sovereignty, male sovereignty. Because we don't have to worry about being the only breadwinner or you wanting to leech off us, because that's what it is with the anti-feminists and the traditional women. Like they're really saying, hey, we still want to lurch off men, but directly. But feminists like, we don't lurch off men, but via the state. And you can't have that, dude. Not for guys. That doesn't help guys. We have anti-feminist men who's like, no, I feel like you're not a real man until you take care of a woman or kids and stuff like that. And mgtow, if I was lower level mgtow, I'd probably get upset. Like, fuck you, and get an argument. I was like, all right, dude, that's good for you. I guess I'm not a real man in your eyes. All right, do what you do. Like, the higher up you get, the less the shaming language can affect you. And that's how it's kind of just been. But anti-feminist men, why do you hate it? Because, I guess I know why. It's because they're taking away what they feel makes them a man. They've just been ingrained with what a sense of manhood is, and they don't know how to move on without it. They don't know how to move without it. Drink of water. And they see these men that are opting out and walking away, and their whole mind is going like, hold on, no, I don't have that option. You shouldn't have that option. Well, that's not what manhood is. And you have anti-feminist women trying piggybacking on that same point. Like, no, what makes a man is taking care of someone greater than himself. Not necessarily true. The anti-feminist movement is doesn't help men more than it doesn't help men like they think they do. It doesn't. They don't. It's literally still just advocating for females. It's at a different rate. That's it. Advocate for females, but just on a different level. And so I ask my anti-feminist friends, like, all right, what's the end game? Say you get rid of feminism, then what? Well, then we'll have equality. No, we won't. It's still going to be gynocentrism. That's it. You're still going to have gynocentrism. Men still suffer. It's like men, or at least heterosexual men, or at least the work of men, is a toy getting pulled by two females. Like, no, his labor is mine. No, it's mine. No, it's mine. Like, and so guys are just stuck in the middle. I don't want to go back to traditionalism. A lot of anti-feminists really want that. They really want that protection. Because they lose their identity, I feel like the super traditionalist ones lose their identity if they don't have that man to directly lurch off of. And that's where a lot of problems for me with the anti-feminism movement is. It's horrible. It doesn't help men. Like, no, it's too idealistic. It's idealistic at best and harmful to male sovereignty at worst. Because in the end, who's losing? Who's winning? Men aren't winning. We're not. Going to pay for everything and being on the hook for everything. But the worst, to me, worse than feminists and traditionalists, and the traditional is a trash bin. I've said this before, but they are literally the worst because it's essentially picking and choosing. It's picking and choosing what you want when it fits for you. Oh, you want to be super independent when I'm saying, hey, don't go out, or hey, I don't want, can you cook me, can you make me some food, or just anything. But super traditionalist when shit gets real. You can't say, oh, I'm independent. But hey, can you walk me to my car? It's dangerous. Nah, bitch, you're independent. You're independent. Be independent. And then they get mad at feminists. Like, you know, a man's place is about a woman, a woman's place is about a man, and all this stuff. It's still gynocentrism. Anti-feminism is still gynocentrism. It's still advocating for women at all costs because they don't care about what feminists and feminism is doing to men and boys. They're mad at what it's taking away from them, what privileges is taken away from them. Because if men are like, you know what, I don't need to get married, then all these women who dreamt of their wedding day and seeing their friends get married, and now guys younger and younger taking the red pill or having more red pill ideologies, like, why do I need to commit? Well, because that's what a man does. Boys play around, men make homes. Whatever. Guess I'll be a boy. And it gets into shaming language, which is that's a whole nother video, shaming language. But just to touch on that is that when they try to make you feel bad for not doing something they want you to do, that mainly benefits them. Like, I would never say I'm an anti-feminist. I would say I'm not a feminist. But I would never say that I'm an anti-feminist because I'm not. Because I don't care. I'm indifferent towards it. Completely. The trials and tribulation of feminism and feminists doesn't affect me. Because I'm a guy. But people want to have this discussion about all the bad things of feminism. All right, cool, but it still hurts men. Like, even if feminism went away, guys are still getting the shitty end of the stick as far as relations and anything else. Like, we're still gonna get that shitty end of the stick. And when guys are starting to just break away from it, and the anti-feminism movement is gaining, but it's losing, it's picking up because of how batshit crazy the radical feminists are, because there's no room for nuance. But it's also going to lose due to the radical anti-feminists. It's a weird situation, and men need to be worried of that. Any woman who says she's an anti-feminist is not necessarily an ally. Like, that's not going to happen. Like, they're always going to advocate for themselves. Peace.